It's your chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be...
Welcome to the Deep Dive. You've joined us today as we're about to explore something pretty fascinating. The 2025 skincare routine of Amanda Ava Koci. You probably know her as the pop artist Ava Max. You see her on the charts, hear her music. But today, we're kind of taking a detour into how she gets that consistently radiant skin we all notice.
That's right. We've looked at recent interviews, social media glimpses, some beauty insider tips, and we've basically pulled it all together to give you a clear picture of her current skincare practices.
Okay.
Our goal in this deep dive is really to understand the who, what, when, where, and why behind her whole skincare philosophy. Think of it as getting the key info without having to piece it all together yourself.
Okay, sounds good. Let's unpack this then, starting with the who. I mean, we know Ava Max, the performer, right? But what's the context here? What makes her approach to skincare, particularly interesting?
Well, beyond her success as a pop artist, Amanda Ava Koci has consistently talked about how important radiant skin and dedicated self-care are to her.
Right.
It comes across as more than just, maintaining an image.
Yeah.
It seems really baked into her lifestyle. And when you think about it, she was born in 1994.
Okay.
So that puts her in her early 30s in 2025. And, well, you might be curious about how she keeps that youthful glow.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes you wonder about the foundations of her routine. Is it all super cutting edge science, or are there other things influencing it?
Well, what's particularly interesting, I think, is the influence of her Albanian heritage. She's talked about this. Traditional beauty practices, stuff passed down through her family, seem to be a really big part of it. So we're seeing this compelling blend of time-honored approaches, maybe using natural oils, perhaps olive oil known for moisturizing, and other holistic methods, all integrated with the latest scientific advancements in skincare. It's this mix of tradition and innovation,
Huh. So it's not just chasing the newest trend. There's a real personal history informing her choices. Okay, that leads us right into the what. You've looked at the details. What exactly does Amanda's skincare routine look like in 2025? Let's get specific.
Okay, let's start with a really fundamental step, cleansing. Amanda is apparently a big fan of the double cleansing method.
Right, double cleansing.
Yeah. So this usually starts with a gentle oil-based cleanser. Think of this first step as lifting away makeup, sunscreen, and, the day's sebum buildup.
Gotcha.
Without totally stripping your skin's natural oils.
That makes sense. Dissolve the oily stuff first.
Yeah.
And what comes next after the oil?
So the second step is typically a hydrating gel cleanser. This is meant to wash away any leftover impurities, but really crucially, making sure your skin keeps its moisture balance. You want to avoid that tight, dry feeling some cleansers leave behind.
Right, yeah. Hydration. You hear about that constantly in skincare. What's her approach to keeping her skin moisturized?
You're right. Hydration is absolutely key. And it's a big priority for Amanda. She's a known advocate for hyaluronic acid.
Okay.
Now, for anyone less familiar, hyaluronic acid acts like tiny moisture magnets, basically, that attracts and holds water in your skin. She also uses fermented skincare ingredients. What's interesting there is the fermentation process can break down molecules.
Oh, right.
But potentially making them easier for your skin to absorb and use. Plus, it can create beneficial compounds that support your skin's natural barrier.
So it's not just about adding water, but helping the skin actually hold onto it and strengthening its defenses.
Got it. What about more targeted stuff like serums?
Serums are definitely in the mix. In 2025, her favorites seem to include probiotics and adaptogens.
Probiotics.
Yeah.
Like for your gut, but for skin.
Yeah, similar idea. Think of probiotics as supporting the good bacteria on your skin, which can help calm inflammation and just contribute to overall skin health. Adaptogens, on the other hand, are botanical extracts. Think herbs and roots. That might help your skin cope better with environmental stress. Skincare that helps your skin adapt to stress. That's a really interesting concept. Are there any specific serums she's mentioned?
There's been some buzz around her using a new biofermented serum. The specific one is designed to encourage the skin to produce more collagen.
Collagen, okay. For firmness.
Exactly. essential for keeping skin firm and elastic as we age. And again, that fermentation process likely boosts the potency and absorption of the active ingredients.
And of course, we have to talk about sun protection, SPF.
Absolutely, non-negotiable. Amanda is apparently super diligent about using SPF every single day, even when it's cloudy.
Good advice.
She tends to prefer mineral-based sunscreens. These use ingredients like zinc oxide or titanium dioxide to create a physical barrier on your skin, blocking UV rays.
Right, the physical blockers.
Yeah. And what's also worth noting is she often picks ones that are infused with antioxidants. So you get that sun protection, plus an extra layer of defense against damage from things like pollution, free radicals.
Okay, so a really comprehensive approach, covering all the bases. Now, let's think about the when. When does Amanda actually fit all these steps into what must be a crazy schedule?
Yeah, her skincare isn't just like a once-a-day thing. It's integrated throughout her day. She has specific routines for the morning, nighttime, and even before she performs. It really shows the discipline she has with it.
Okay, take us through the morning routine first. What's the main focus when she starts the day?
Morning is all about prepping the skin for the day ahead. So hydration is key, probably using lighter hydrating serums and moisturizers. And crucially, this is when she applies that mineral SPF.
Right, the sun protection.
To shield her skin. And finally, the morning routine also includes steps to prime her skin for makeup, helping it go on smoother and last longer.
Makes sense. And how does that contrast with what she does in the evening?
Nighttime is where the focus really shifts to repair and rejuvenation. This is when she brings in the more potent treatments. She's reportedly using retinol alternatives.
Alternatives? Why not just retinol?
Well, retinol alternatives can offer similar anti-aging benefits, boosting cell turnover, collagen production, but sometimes with less potential for irritation, which some people experience with traditional retinol.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
And intense hydration masks also seem to be a regular part of her nighttime ritual. They help replenish moisture lost during the day and support the skin's natural repair processes that happen while you sleep.
Protection by day, repair by night. Got it. What about those pre-performance rituals? That sounds particularly interesting given stage lights and heavy makeup.
Yeah, before hitting the stage, she has specific steps to prep her skin for that intense environment. Ice facials are one thing she uses.
Ice facials, like literally rubbing ice on her face.
Sort of, yeah. Or using chilled tools. It helps reduce puffiness, temporarily tightens pores, gives a refreshed look. LED light therapy is another tool she might use. Different colors have different benefits, like red light for inflammation or blue light for bacteria. And finally, she often uses soothing masks. If there's any redness or irritation, these help calm it down, making sure her complexion looks even and, well, radiant under those bright lights.
Wow, it sounds like she's really tuned into her skin's needs at different times. Okay, let's talk where. Where does Amanda get all these skincare essentials?
Her philosophy seems to really align with clean beauty.
Clean beauty, okay.
For her, this seems to mean favoring brands that are transparent about ingredients, prioritize sustainability in how they make things, and formulate effective products without certain ingredients often flagged as potentially harmful or irritating.
So it's not just about what works, but also about the ethics and environmental impact of the brands she supports.
Exactly. And beyond just widely available clean beauty brands, there seems to be a significant focus on personalized skincare in her routine.
Personalized? How so?
We're talking products specifically formulated for her unique skin needs. Things like custom blended serums, where the concentration of active ingredients is tailored exactly to her skin type and concerns.
Whoa. How does that even happen? Like, how do they tailor it?
Reports suggest she might use DNA-tested formulations.
Get out. DNA testing for skincare.
Yeah, pretty cutting edge. It involves analyzing genetic predispositions related to skin health, like collagen breakdown, sensitivity, antioxidant capacity to create products optimally suited for her individual skin profile.
That is wow.
And additionally, working closely with dermatologists likely plays a big role. They can provide expert guidance and potentially prescribe or even formulate specific treatments.
It's like having a skincare routine designed literally at a genetic level. And it sounds like she embraces tech too.
Absolutely. Amanda seems to incorporate at-home beauty tech. This could include things like microcurrent devices.
Microcurrent? What's that?
They use low-level electrical currents to gently stimulate facial muscles. The idea is it can lead to a more lifted, toned appearance over time. LED masks for convenient at-home light therapy are another possibility, like we mentioned, for pre-show prep. And maybe ultrasonic exfoliators too, for a gentle way to remove dead skin cells without harsh scrubbing.
So a real mix. carefully chosen products, super personalized formulations, and high-tech tools. Okay, final W. Why? Why is skincare such a priority for Amanda? What's the deeper motivation?
Well, for Amanda, it seems clear that skincare goes way beyond just aesthetics. It's deeply connected to her sense of self-care. She seems to view it as an essential practice that really contributes to her overall confidence and helps her feel grounded, especially with the pressures of her career.
So it's not just about looking good for the cameras or the stage, it's actually about feeling good in her own skin. That's an important distinction.
Precisely. And you see that in her willingness to share her skincare insights with fans, with you. She actively encourages people to prioritize their own skin health, framing it as like a valuable investment in your overall well-being.
It does sound like she's genuinely passionate about empowering others through skincare. And you mentioned earlier, there have been whispers about her potentially launching her own skincare line.
Yes, there are definitely strong indications suggesting she might be developing her own skincare line, potentially launching in 2025. It would be a really natural progression, wouldn't it? Given her interest and knowledge, it would let her share her whole approach with a wider audience.
From chart topper to potential beauty entrepreneur, that's quite a journey.
It really is. So yeah, as we wrap up this deep dive into Amanda Ava Koci's 2025 skincare secrets, you see this routine that's deeply personal. It draws from tradition, from science.
Right.
It's consistent commitment, morning, night, pre-show.
Yeah.
Using clean beauty, personalized stuff, tech, and fundamentally it seems driven by self-care, confidence, and a real passion for skin health she wants to share.
It's been really interesting digging into all the details of her routine. It really highlights that skincare can be way more than just a surface level task. It can be a genuinely meaningful act of self-care.
Absolutely. And what's maybe insightful for you, the listener, to consider is that while Amanda's specific routine is tailored to her, the core principles are pretty universal, right?
What?
Like, thorough but gentle cleansing, consistent hydration, targeted treatments if you need them, that unwavering sun protection.
Yeah.
And just integrating that self-care element into your daily life. Those apply to everyone.
That's a great takeaway. It makes you think about your own skincare journey. Maybe her focus on clean beauty resonates, or that blend of tradition and science. It might inspire you to explore those areas more. Ultimately, skincare is a personal journey, isn't it? And just prioritizing that self-care, however it looks for you, is always worth doing.
If you loved this deep dive, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories of your favorite influencers. Drop a comment below who should we cover next. Stay curious, and see you next time.
Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget.